Can we start? Can we start? हाँ? नहीं अनम्यूट नहीं करना है, इससे रिकॉर्डिंग होगी. अनम्यूट नहीं करना है. नहीं अनम्यूट करो उसको. म्यूट नहीं करना है. ठीक है. Dear Toastmasters and guests, I welcome you all to 326th meeting of Annual Toastmasters Club Vashi. I request you all to stand up for the club's mission statement. It is our club's mission to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting into greater self-confidence and personal growth. I request you all to have a seat. There are some hygiene instructions before start of the meeting. It is requested from you all to keep your phones on silent. Please do not disturb the speaker while the speech is in progress by moving in and out. Also, do not talk while the speech is in progress. If you want to move in and out, then wait for the speech to be over and enter the room only when you hear the clap. If you want to use the washroom, it is over there on the right side, and drinking water is also available. So let's move ahead with our meeting. Toastmasters of the day. Sorry, everything working. Presiding officer will invite Toastmaster of the day. Okay.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. I can see some new faces here. So can I request the guests to tell me 3 things about yourself? 1, your name. How did you hear about Agnel Toastmasters Club? And what is it that you think you will get here? Ma'am. What is it that you will get here in a Toastmasters meeting? Your reason for coming here, basically.
Hi everyone, my name is Sanshita. I am from India. And we started to join it in the business. And I've been very active to stage. I've been taking different courses in school and college. And this is something that excites me. I've got to club one but I was decided to tell you there. So I decided to come because I'm really like forward and just right now. But I'm expecting to go next.
Thank you so much. Most welcome. Sir? Can't hear you. If you could speak a little louder. Thank you so much. Welcome to Agni.
I am your first I want to more define my passion for my business work. So that's the reason I'm
Sharanya, you're a member. Yeah, you're not a guest. This is her first day in the club. So welcome. So you're a unique member then. So we have 2 special guests here. They are from this club called NMD. I would like them also to introduce themselves and tell us something about yourself and your club, please.
Hi, good evening everyone. This is Rahul Menon. So I will be the ex-president of the NMD club. It's a 3-year-old club. So our visit, one of the priorities also to understand good practices of this club, the meeting events and all the arrangements and dedicate all people. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul.
My name is Mandara from NMD Toastmasters Club. I joined Toastmasters Club a year ago from the guidance of Rahul. My intention or our intention to come to this club is to set a kickstart for the enemy group.
आनंद जोर से बोल दे. We also have a very special guest here, Toastmaster Jamie. She has in fact been a member of Agnel for some time. If I have to tell you something about Jamie, she used to be the whole and soul of Agnel. There have been times when she has taken up the TMOD, the TTM, the speaker, and you name it, multiple roles she has handled for Agnel. Even now, when we need her for something, we'll call her, Jamie, our chief judge is missing. Please come and take it up. Jamie, we need somebody for MOT. Jamie will come running. She's always been there for Agnel. Jamie, just come and say a few words. She's also the area director.
Your club. Nice to see wonderful members who are earlier there and who are there right now. I'm sorry. I didn't know this new practice. So back then we were meeting probably face to face, didn't have this hybrid mode, had the online meeting. It was really nice. So nice to see new faces. We have NMD members also here. So hope you have a wonderful time. I still call myself a part of this Agnel family. So thank you so much for being such a sweetheart for me. Thank you.
So every time I am asked to be the presiding officer, I'm racking my brain, I'm supposed to give this motivational message at the beginning of the meeting. So every time I rack my brain, I try to come up with a topic which has some parallels to Toastmasters and the real world. So this time when I was thinking about it, I thought since we as a nation celebrated Gandhi Jayanti on 2nd October, I wanted to speak about two of his very remarkable qualities, which I resonate with, and definitely we can draw parallels to Toastmasters and the real world. First of that is resilience. Now we all know Gandhiji's life is the embodiment of resilience. He has faced so many challenges, so many roadblocks in his attempt to get justice and freedom for the country. But in spite of all this, imagine being imprisoned because he advocated non-violence, his scrutiny of his private life, the sacrifices that he gives. Imagine if that was to happen to us. But Gandhiji never failed to stand for what he was committed to. His commitment to justice and non-violence was steadfast. Similarly, we as Toastmasters also face these challenges when we become Toastmasters. Think back to that day when you gave your first speech. Remember the butterflies in your stomach, the jitters, the self-doubt? Why the first speech? Even when you normally come up here to give a speech might not go the way you wanted to go. You might have exceeded your time. Even for any of the roles, you might have forgotten some steps somewhere. So now these are all small challenges that come our way. What we need to do is consider these challenges and roadblocks, learn from this mistake, go back on stage and do it all over again. So every roadblock actually becomes a moment where you are learning something and where you are growing. The second remarkable quality for Gandhiji that I really like is something called servant leadership. Now, Gandhiji's leadership was based on the principles of servant leadership. He thought about others before he thought about himself. Now, Toastmasters is a place where you can actually see servant leadership happening. Think about the mentors in the club, the seasoned members who take on new members and mentor them. They spend their time and energy to grow them, to encourage them, to take up roles, to do speeches, to correct them where correction is required. Or you take up other members of the club who come up and take up roles in, say, the club contest or your events. Toastmaster Sai Praveen and Toastmaster Sangeeta Shruti, they took up the contest chair roles for the contest. They had to deal with a bunch of first-time role players who kept asking questions, answering, re-answering them. They took it up willingly. or you take up Toastmaster Krati and Toastmaster Tejas, who took up the convenership for the meeting 325. Again, they not only had to spend their personal time arranging for vendors, ensuring the decorations are there, and ensuring other role players are around, they also had to deal with a very overbearing VP education who wanted updates every 5 minutes. Yeah, or I even heard Toastmaster Vidya, who was handling an entire group dance. She kept one whole day available for them. She said, whenever you want to come, I will practice with you. Imagine practicing a group dance 10 times with 10 different people. See. Or Toastmaster Tanuja, who sat up through the night and made those beautiful decorations that you saw that day. Or Toastmaster Parita, who again, she handled the entire song medley that was there. Or if I have to talk about the other members in the club who became part of the various committee, the PR committee, the education committee, the membership committee. There's so many examples of servant leadership in our club itself. So I want to leave this thought with you. Whatever our setbacks that come in our life, remember to be resilient. And when we have the leadership opportunity, remember to be servants first. Thank you. With that, I would like to call upon a very special person, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sanjeev. Now, Toastmaster Sanjeev has picked up a topic which is very dear to my heart. So he has become a dear friend from today onwards. Toastmaster Sanjeev.
Quite a chilling hot evening. Especially today, there's no AC working. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you, Presiding Officer Libby, and fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm Sanjeev, the Toastmaster for the day. It is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to Agnes Toastmaster Club 326 meeting. For the benefit of the guests, I would like to explain the structure of the meeting first. The meeting is divided into 3 sections. First section is the prepared speech section, wherein members would be delivering speech based upon the projects and the pathways which they have chosen. Second is the table topics and the impromptu speech section, where the members are expected to, and the guests also can participate in this, are expected to think on their feet and participate in this and practice quick thinking and speech for short durations. Third is the evaluation section, where the prepared speeches as well as other aspects of the meeting and the session will be evaluated by the general evaluator and her team. So this is the structure of the meeting. But before we start with the prepared speech section, let me talk something about the theme of the day. So as you know that food, as Libby said, is a very dear subject. And this is one of the basic necessities of life. Okay, so not only for humans, but also for animals. So we consider ourselves as the supreme being on this planet Earth, but there are animals too. And if you have to believe, Aristotle, he said, man is a social animal, right? So one thing is which is very dear to many, many animals and also to human beings, you'll be surprised to know that is grass. If I say that we also eat a lot of grass as animals do, would you believe? No? Oh, so someone believes, right? So there are, a lot of food in our day-to-day life which is derived from grass and where we get a lot of nutrition and energy. These are these 5 types of food that we eat day in, day out. So these are corn, rice, wheat, oats, and barley. So these all are from the grass family, all from the same species, which grows, and entire earth has 40% of grassland. So which means there's a lot of nutrition coming from grass, which you don't know, which we eat, right? So this is the first thing. Speaking of rice, which is one of the basic ingredients of our food every day, let me tell you a very quick and interesting story. So this story is about Lord Buddha and his connection with rice. Okay, so when he attained enlightenment and when he came back to his village of Sravasti, which is still there, in eastern part of UP in the foothills of Nepal. So the villagers assembled and he wanted to get a glimpse of the Lord and seek the blessings of Lord Buddha. And few villagers also demanded that since you're here and you might go somewhere else, how do we constantly remind you? So those were not the days of social media so that people can find. So people were worried. How do we keep on remembering your messages or think about you? So then Lord Buddha gave a grain or a handful of grain of rice to the villagers and said that grow this, sow this. When it grows, it will generate a beautiful aroma. It will be nutritious. And then when you eat this grass, when you eat this rice, you will remember me. So interesting to note that this rice variety is still found in and grown and sown in Eastern UP, and I have this. So on a regular basis, I eat that rice. It is known as Kala Namak rice. So that rice is very interesting to see. It has got a black husk. Generally, rice is brown husk, right? So this rice is a black husk, and it is short, stunted growth, but it has a very beautiful aroma. So it is easily available in the market, not in the market, but in e-commerce market, you'll find that. So this is a short story about the rice, the way we love to eat different type of grass varieties, rice, and its connection with Lord Buddha for so many years, thousands of years ago. Okay, and the second story, which is a quick story, is about a father who imprisoned a son who imprisoned his father. So can anybody say who these two gentlemen are? So Aurangzeb and Shah Jahan. This is Shah Jahan, this is Aurangzeb. So Shah Jahan was imprisoned by Aurangzeb and kept in Agra fort, right? So when he was kept in Agra fort, as a punishment, his son said to his father that I'll give you only one grain. You choose just one grain. You will not have anything else apart from that grain. What he would have chosen? Any guesses? Sorry. So with rice, you can only have rice, right? Nothing else. Rice, biryani, pulao, nothing else. So he chose chana, which is known as chickpea or Bengal gram or something. So he chose chana. Why did he chose chana? Why did he chose chana? Because with that, you can make n number of things. You can make besan. You can make, lot of varieties. You can make chana dal. You can make sprouted chana. You can make sweets out of chana. You can make pakoras. So every day he was having something fun. So that's how Shah Jahan kept himself alive in Agra fort. And till today, there's a very famous recipe known after him. And this punishment available in five-star hotels of North India and elsewhere. This is known as Shah Jahan dal. Shah Jahani dal. If ever you are there, you can try that. So Shah Jahani dal. So with this, I'll come to some of the more stories, but no cuisine is complete without salt, pepper, and spice. Similarly, in Toastmasters, meeting two, we have very important role players, and these are the timer, the hour counter, and the grammarian. So to keep a track of the time spent by each speaker, we have the timer for the today's meeting, Toastmaster Yuvraj. So the fun fact about Toastmaster Yuvraj is that he is afraid to cook vegetarian dishes. Because of something goes wrong, he's not able to fix it up. He's okay with chicken and meat, so he can manage that. So that's how he loves to spend his holidays and weekends. A round of applause for timer of the day, Toastmaster Yuvraj. Please explain the role. From this. Oh.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Yuvraj Narewade, and this is my first time to stand here and speak something. Actually, this is my third meeting, but first time to be here on the stage. I am the timer for the day. As the timer, my duty is to time the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. For prepared speech, the time allotted varies as per the project and will be stated by the evaluator. For instance, for an icebreaker, the time allocated is 4 to 6 minutes. For table topics, 1 to 2 minutes. And for evaluation, 2 to 3 minutes. Speaker must meet the specified time limit to qualify for the award at the end of the meeting. I will display the green screen at the minimum qualifying time, then yellow screen at the midpoint of the qualifying time, and red screen at the maximum qualifying time till the end of the speech. For prepared speech and evaluation, the speaker has 30 seconds grace before the minimum qualifying time and after the maximum qualifying time. For table topics, there is a grace of 30 seconds only after the red screen is displayed. All speakers who continue to speak beyond 30 seconds grace will not qualify for the vote. I report the time taken by the speakers when called upon. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Yuvraj. To keep a track of the R's and ums spoken during the meeting, we have the R counter for the day, which is led by Toastmaster Rahul today. Let us all welcome the R counter of the day, Toastmaster Rahul.
So my duty as R counter will be to listen attentively to the speaker and make note of the following used by the speakers. The crutch sounds like filler words like but, like, filler phrases, like, and extremely long pauses. So when called upon, my report will be given on account of the speaking errors. Over to you, Rose.
Thank you, Rahul, Toastmaster Rahul. So to track the good and not so good use of grammar, we have the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Sandhya. Please join me in welcoming grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Sandhya.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm Sandhya. I'll be the grammarian for today's evening. So my role as a grammarian would be making a note of all good and incorrect, correct and incorrect usage of words and phrases. Also, make a note of incorrect pronunciation. The word of the day for today would be sapid, which means having a strong or a pleasant taste, which can be used as the soup had a very sapid taste or a sapid flavor. Phrase of the day is spill the bean, reveal the secret information. She spilled the beans of her sister's engagement before it was announced. I hope everyone uses the word of the day and phrase of the day to the maximum, and I will come back once called upon. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you. Now we start with the prepared speech section of the meeting. Our speaker for today will be giving the icebreaker speech. At the end of the speech, we will give a standing ovation. To evaluate the speech, we have Toastmaster Dharmesh. Toastmaster Dharmesh, I request you to please read out the objectives of the speech of Toastmaster Rohidas.
Hello, everyone. Today, Toastmaster Rohidas will be giving his icebreaker speech. His pathway is visionary communication. This is his level 1, project 1. And the purpose of his speech is to introduce himself to the club and also to try out a speech, basic speech structure. So with that, I would request back to you. And all the best, Toastmaster Rohidas.
So Toastmaster Rohidas doesn't have too many choices when it comes to food, as he is a vegetarian. However, there is one thing which is afraid to cook, that is chapati. So don't worry, Toastmaster. You don't have to be afraid at all. Let people who are eating your chapati be afraid. Toastmaster Rohidas, should I welcome you on the stage? Toastmaster Rohidas, mic here, mic here. Toastmaster Rohidas, mic here, Toastmaster Rohidas. Already.
Friends, do you have any fears? Please raise your hand. Nobody is left now. The biggest fear of human being is death. And the second biggest fear that we humans have is public speaking. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Rohidas Chitte. I'm a BSc graduate, completed my post-graduation from Wellington Institute of Management, and I work as a compliance officer for Willis Towers Watson. And my family consists of my wife and my son. My wife works as a front-end developer with Axis Bank, and my son is studying in 7th standard with. Now, I'd like to share my first instance that I had with public speaking. It was in my school days. We shifted from Nerul to Airoli, and it was a new school, and I was studying in 6th standard. I interacted with new friends, and then the first examination happened, and I scored good marks in Marathi subject, being a Maharashtrian. And then one fine day, when there was a free lecture going on, one of my classmates named Karthik came to me and he said that our Marathi subject teacher is calling us in the staff room. So let's go. We both went in the staff room, and our Marathi teacher took one novel. She started marking few paragraphs on that novel and handed that novel back to Karthik. Now we both came out of the staff room, and Karthik handed that novel to me, saying that Rohidas, just by heart these all paragraphs, and you need to present this in front of the classroom on Monday. I said, the teacher asked you to do that. Why should I do? He said, look, Rohidas, I am not good with Marathi, being a South Indian. So I would request you to go and do that for me as a favor. I agreed to him, okay. So he said, then I'll suggest your name and remove my name from that. So I said, that is fine with me. So there was the next day was Saturday and Sunday. I got ample of time to prepare for that particular paragraph. And on Monday, when I reached school, instead of the first lecture, we all the students were asked to gather ground floor where we had a big hall. And to my surprise, we had got elocution competition on that day. And my name reflected in that list of the participants. I just looked at Karthik and saw that wicked smile on his face, how he replaced his name by my name. I didn't have a choice but go and appear for that. And fortunately or unfortunately, I was the second contestant to appear. And my name was called upon by the teacher. And here I was on the spot, where 300 plus students were staring at me. And my heartbeat started racing. Somehow I managed to share my name, the standard and division. After that, the moment came when I was supposed to speak about my content, and whoosh, everything went out from my mind. I became complete blank. Heartbeat raced. My legs were shaking, hands were shaking, and I was not able to think about anything. I was just mum. And after a couple of seconds, I realized that there was complete dark in front of my eyes. The only thing I could hear was the murmuring and giggling sound of the students. I was completely embarrassed. Tears started rolling from my eyes. And that day I realized that this is what happens when you when you try to speak in front of people. And I interacted my first public speaking fear. Fast forward in few years, I completed my education and then joined a pharmaceutical company as a medical representative. Over there, yes, the same medical representative which you would have seen who visit the doctors and promote pharmaceutical medicine products. So after completing couple of months in that organization, there was a big meeting that took place where 50 to 60 medical representatives were part of that meeting. We came together. Over there, again, I being a new joinee was called upon on the dais to introduce myself and share the line of products that I promote to the doctor. The same thing happened. I introduced myself and the line of products. But I was stammering over there also. And I was not able to go through easily. My heartbeats has really raised up. People who were sitting in front of me were able to see that fear in my eyes. But I said, fine, I have to go with that. This fear was so much stuck with me as if that is part of my soul. I thought I need to do something about it and find a solution for it. The only friend who thought I was doing good was my mirror. Bro, I was completely trapped in this world where the fear of public speaking is still pulling me down. But I found this beautiful place called as Toastmasters International. This place who gives me a soothing feeling, the place which is full of motivating orators, a very positive environment, and a big ray of hope. I got opportunity to perform as tag team with various roles, got to interact with stage, and yes, then I learned and thought to myself, yes, there needs to be a simpler way where I could move from this level to live here in public speaking skills and become a better version of myself. So friends, Believe me, do not let fears decide your future. The only thing which is stronger than fear is hope. And I hope to become a better version of myself. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful speech, Toastmaster Rohidas. Now let us take a minute to fill up the feedback forms before we proceed ahead. Done? Okay. So the second speaker for this round will be attempting level 1 project 2 from the pathway presentation mastery. To evaluate this speech, we have distinguished Toastmaster Ron. DTM Ron, I request you to please read out the speech objectives.
Toastmaster Vidya will be giving the second project of level 1. The objective of this project is to give a speech of any topic of her choosing, receive feedback on that speech, and then give the speech again. So basically, this project has 2 speeches, and this is the first speech she'll be giving, to give a speech on any topic she chooses and to get feedback. All the best, Toastmaster Vidya. Timer, please note 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, DTM Ron. Now I would like to welcome our second speaker of the day, Toastmaster Vidya. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Vidya, who loves to eat pani puri.
Pani puri.
Which I'm sure a lot of ladies would also love to eat. So,
Lekin speech
Toastmaster Vidya, does it really work? Does it really work, Toastmaster Vidya?
Thank you. How many of you how many of you have goals, dreams, and desires? How many of you are motivated to take action to achieve these dreams, goals, and desires? Okay, most of them. Friends, when I was in school, I was very timid, low in confidence. I didn't know how to deal with people. I didn't know how to make friends. I was okay at home, but not in school. And this continued in college. One day I decided I want to change myself. I want to be more confident. I want to make friends. And I started taking action. I started making efforts. I started going out. I started meeting people. I started speaking to them, even if I was speaking nonsense. And I know some of here would say that abhi bhi to nonsense hi baat karti hai na? Gradually, I gained confidence. I made a lot of friends. I internally motivated myself, and I was motivated from within to take action to achieve the desired result. But is it that we are motivated from within every time? No. Sometimes we need to take help from outside to be and stay motivated. Few years back, I started my own business. In 2 years, I lost all my money. I incurred loss. I incurred debts. I was devastated. Leave alone being motivated to take action to come out of that situation. I was cribbing and crying.
Why did I do this? Why this happened? There was no motivation left from within to take any action. So I took help from outside and I went to Google Baba. The first thing I asked Google Baba was about people who lost money. And I came to know about so many people who lost money, so many people who lost lakhs and crores of rupees, yet they worked hard and they earned money back, like Amitabh Bachchan. These people and their stories motivated me and helped me to be back in track and dream again. My search on Google led me to motivational speeches. I started to hear motivational speeches a lot, so much that morning, afternoon, evening, night, even while sleeping. I came across a lot of motivational speakers, but one speaker who inspired and motivated me the most was international speaker Les Brown. His famous speech, "It's Possible," motivated me so much that I started believing that it's okay that I lost money. I can start from scratch and build my wealth again. From being here, feeling low and down, I was here feeling confident and ready for my dreams. I started being good at work and career. There are so many other ways of being and staying motivated, like movies. There are so many movies that motivate people. Chak De India, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, which motivated people that it's not just money that we have to be behind. We need to do things that we like in life because Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. And I know few people who did what the actors did in the movie. Have you seen the movie Ashaएं? Very motivating. Love You Zindagi. There are so many songs that are motivating. And when I feel low at work or I don't feel like working, I put on these songs like Zinda hai to लक्ष्य तो हर हाल में पाना है. And while listening to these songs when I'm working, I'd be like, आज तो मैं मेरा काम खत्म करके रहूंगी. That's the attitude when I listen to these songs. How many of you have done that and felt that? There are so many books that motivate people to take action, to face difficulties. I have just read two such books. One is Alchemy and Who Moved My Cheese. But I know there are so many people who love to read motivational stories, books, and get influenced. Yet another way to get motivated and stay motivated is to be around people who are already motivated. And therefore, I'm glad and grateful to be part of Toastmasters. Here, I met so many people who, with their action and efforts, have motivated me to take action. And I would like to take special mention of Sanish, Libby, Ron, Parita, Jamie, Anand, so many people. Their action have motivated me to take action. And see, after so long, I'm finally giving my speech. Friends, these are just few ways that I shared of being and staying motivated. There are so many other ways. It's about how we are connected with them. It is said that there's a debate between whether motivation really works or not. I feel that it really works. It's said that whether it's a facade, whether it's just to make business, this concept has been brought in. But from my perspective and my experience, I feel that this motivation really works. It helps us to develop that mindset that is required to take action to achieve our dreams. Sometimes we know what has to be done. Sometimes we know what action has to be taken, but we don't take it. And that time, what is required is that push. Right motivation helps us to give that push to take that action towards our dreams. I feel motivation really works. Do you? And if you have not tried all these ways that I've tried, please do try. I would like to end with one song that motivates me big time to take action, to be focused, and to face difficulties. Let's see what that song is. Who all knows this song, please sing. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Every single day, I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Thank you.
Thank you for that electrifying speech. Let's take a minute to fill the feedback forms. Is done. All right. The third speaker for this round will be attempting level 1, project 3 from the pathway presentation mastery. To evaluate this speech, we have Toastmaster Amrita. Toastmaster Amrita, I would request you to please come to the stage and read the speech objectives.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I am evaluating Toastmaster Vinay, and he is delivering level 1 project 3 from Pathway Presentation Mastery. The purpose of this project is to practice body language or vocal variety. And timer, please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Toastmaster Vinay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrita. Now I'd like to welcome the third speaker for the day, Toastmaster Vinay. One thing which is very, very afraid of cooking is cooking up stories, right? Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Vinay. Toastmaster Vinay, similar 88. Flashback. 5th standard final exams. Libby, answer 5. Answer 5. Ron, I'm not going to tell you this. Libby, answer 5, just that. Ma'am, Ron is asking for exam answers, ma'am. He's cheating, ma'am. He's cheating. If you have related to this story, some of you can think of that image, that one person that you had in your school had the similar personality, will not share answers, will not tell anything. Can you think of someone? Just in case you couldn't think of someone, you are that person. Now, why is this story coming up? Okay, so in my school, I was in Father Agnel, we had different sections. One was for Sanskrit, one was for technical. It was decided the technical students, which is one full class, is going to be the future engineers, future doctors, and then good scientists and so on. There was one which was the dumb division, so-called dumb division, where I was. And it was the weak students which was in that class. Now, my spellings were horrible. Okay, if there was a class full of Ishan Avasti, I will still rank last in that class. That bad was my spelling. I was a lot of stress about how will I make a career. My parents were worried. My teachers were also worried for me. Then eventually I realized that this rat race is not really going anywhere. It is a lot of stress picking up this rat race. We are every day fighting about what do we do next in our career and so on. How did I realize this? In 2019 December, we had a school reunion. After 20 years, I met all my batchmates. The ones from the technical students, the Sanskrit students, the good, bad, everyone. The good news is that everyone is doing almost the same. They were all with a similar ETA, reaching the same stage of life. Most of them were married. Most had one kid. Most were doing fairly good in career. Most were out of shape, which was happy. Then I also realized that we had outliers as well. We had some who decided not to jump on the wagon. Some decided that I don't want to be in this rat race. And I'll tell you one particular story about this. My friend Aziz, he was in my school. Then he decided to do his engineering. He was working in Capgemini. And he decided that I don't want to do this anymore. He wanted to get out of this rat race. What he did is he quit his job, went to Mysore to become a photographer. Abu maan gaye. He went to Mysore. He became a photographer. After that, he did his own job. He was not working for it. He was doing freelancing. He was doing pretty well. Everyone was at par with him. So was he with a similar ETA? The answer is yes. Now, another story. Yes, one more interesting bit for all the men in this room. You remember your first crush? Mostly it was in your school days, that cute girl. You were thinking, oh God, she's so cute. She's so out of my league. You remember that girl? She's still out of your league. Okay, so don't worry about that. Jumping fast forward now, I was looking at my two mamas, okay, in their 70s. They were playing chess at home. Now, when you look at them in that room in isolation, you will think, okay, they are living such a similar life. Both are retired, well off in life, grandkids, kids are married. Yeah, that goes in the flow. Yeah, kids are married. And you might be thinking how similar they are. But as a family member, I know their history. One was completely a bad boy. He was in Kerala politics. He was getting into riots and all that things. He was jumping jobs, starting business, shutting it down, starting business, shutting it down. The other mama was a good one. Okay, that mama was the one who worked in the same organization for 30 years, worked in different parts of the world, took care of parents, was helping everyone. A good mama. But now they are in a similar ETA. They are in a similar phase of life. With that, I realized, regardless of how your past was, eventually you might end up being in the same place, in a similar phase of life. So is all the stress of the rat race, is it really worth it? Do you really have to put all that effort to go that extra mile, to go that, I have to do everything. I have to be a good student. I have to be a good employee. And I'll give my own example. And this is how I'll conclude the speech, where I will talk about my personal experience now. In office, I am the one who wants to do everything. I'm the alpha man. I will travel. I will schedule everything for myself. I will ensure I'm not wasting 1 minute. My boss says, "Chand pe ja sakte?" I'll be like, "Yes, boss, kyun nahi? We can go. I will plan everything. I will ensure we are reaching on the moon." And then in this 1 week in September, I had scheduled one international trip. After coming back, I had a team outing because I have a large team. I have to keep them entertained as well. Then I had some meetings scheduled with customers where in the evenings I'm meeting customers, taking them out for drinks. I myself getting drunk. All that was happening. Then on the Saturday, on one of the team outings with my team, I blacked out. Suddenly in the afternoon, I blacked out. Then I woke up after some time and then my team told me that looked like a stroke. That looked like a epilepsy episode. When I came back home, I realized my left side of my body got numb. I couldn't have any sensation on the left side. Fortunately, I have some doctor friends. I called them up. I met them. And they did all the tests, a lot of MRIs and tests. And they said, looks like you had a mild stroke, but all is well now. So you have this medication for 6 months. You have to take care of your health. Sleep well, don't drink, don't smoke, blah, blah, blah. He gave me a list of things to do. Now, when I'm thinking about it, I think, is all this rat race worth it? Is it really worth it? Because when I reflect back on my school days, 20 years down the line, we are almost the same. We are all almost the same. Now, when I look at my mamas who are in their 70s, they're almost the same. So let's take a chill pill now. Vidya has been really kind. She's sponsoring a party after this for everyone. She's buying us beer. She was very kind for that. Vidya will let the location know. Thank you. One would say Toastmaster Vinay. Let's take a minute to give the feedback to Mr. Vinay, Toastmaster Vinay. Done? So the fourth speaker of this round will be attempting level 2 project 1 of his pathway from the pathway Visionary Communication. To evaluate this speech, we have Toastmaster Sanish. Toastmaster Sanish, I request you to please read out the speech objectives.
Toastmaster Anand will be attempting level 2 project 1 from the pathway Visionary Communication. The purpose of this project is to identify his leadership style and to share some incidents from his leadership journey. Timer, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanish. Now I would like to welcome our fourth speaker for the day, Toastmaster Anand Ashok. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Anand. Toastmaster Anand, Goya, Goya, Toastmaster Anand.
It was the year 2007. I was in my engineering college practicing electronics engineering and attending college mostly. And while most of the students were studying hard, I was whiling away my time playing computer games and Need for Speed. One of the seniors on one day, out of concern, asked me, Anand, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Absolutely had no answer. And then he gave me one of the most amazing mantras of life. It was Goya. Now, Goya is no tantra or reverse yoga. Goya literally means get off your ass. Goya symbolizes a strong bias for action. Soon I realized that I need to start working and get working on my ambitions and make something out of my engineering degree. I loved cars, but cars were primarily a mechanical engineering subject, and then I was in electronics, so we couldn't really develop into the team. So me, along with my like-minded friends, went and transformed my passion for cars and electronics into building a prototype for Formula SA racing car. And that's where I realized I could mix two different subjects and practice innovation. So that's where I realized my style of leadership, which is innovation. We could represent the college soon within the within the college. We were rock stars overnight. But as luck would have it, 2008 came the big recession and all our dreams came off. Nevertheless, I got a job in 2009, well settled into this organization called Larsen & Toubro. And again, after 5 years, one of those days, well settled into the organization, my manager comes, he seeks me for a minute to be comfortable and asks me a cliched question. Anand, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I had no intention to spill the beans of my future plans. But I realized it's time to practice Goya. I soon joined the innovation team of the organization. But this time was different. This time it was not with like-minded people. It was with a diverse set of people. And innovation was a structured approach. Innovation, structured, sounds strange, isn't it? And that's where I realized the many facets of innovation. soon, over a period of a year, I could hone those skills of innovation and practice conducting workshops, facilitating workshops, building business ideas out of innovation and pitch to the board. Many of them could come into fruition within a year or two, but there was one which just remained a dream. I continued to practice Goya and persisted with my dream. Today, I'm living my own dream, wherein I'm building, along with my team, smart metering for India, ensuring a brighter future and better access to energy for us all. Today, I sit down before you with a very diverse set of audience and with very unique ideas, with unique dreams and journeys. And I ask to you all, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Toastmaster of the day, it's time to practice Goa.
Wonderful speech, Toastmaster Anand. A minute to fill the feedback form, please. इसके साथ ना टाइमर है टाइमर के बाद फिर से मेरा स्क्रीन हो जाता है फिर put that ना done. Now I would like to request timer Toastmaster Yuvraj to present the time taken by all speakers. Or you can spell out the
5 minutes, 8 seconds.
08.
Sitting time. 7 minutes, 9 minutes. Toastmaster Vinay, 5 minutes, 59 seconds. Toastmaster Anand, 5 minutes, 7.
Okay. All. Thank you. So it is interesting to note that India is a vast country, right? Everybody knows our civilization goes back to 5,000 years. In this vast country, a lot of things which are grown, which we eat, right? So, but if you go back to history, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 years old, of course, there was no McD, Pizza Hut, or Domino's. So we would be eating a lot of different food, right? But the question is that the food which we are eating right now, is it the same what people used to eat long back, maybe 500 years ago, maybe 150 years ago, maybe 200 years ago? You will be surprised to know that as back as very recently, like 200 years also, people were eating different food. We Indians were not eating chili. We Indians were not eating potatoes. We Indians were not eating tomatoes, right? So all these three things came from South America, from Portuguese, from Spain, and from Peru. A lot of fruits also came from there. So we never knew that potatoes also existed, tomatoes also existed, and of course chili, green chili. I'm not talking about the black. So we always used to have the black pepper, but the green chilies we were not aware of. Interesting fact, right? So much so that when Britishers came to India and they found this new delicacy, which is potato, they developed the Potato Research Institute in Shimla in Himachal Pradesh. It is still there. So, so this is still there, right? So there is a research institute researches on potatoes. So, so another interesting fact. So that was one. I'll tell you two more. Another interesting fact that Indians, we should be proud that we have given diabetes to the world, right? Because sugar was invented in India. First time sugar was crystallized and found in India. So much so that Megasthenes, the next slide please, Megasthenes, when he came to India, okay, when he came to India, he wrote in his book Indica that Indians make honey without bees. Okay, so that is still a part of history and evidence. And the third story, so this was about Megasthenes. And the third story is another interesting. How many of you would boast if you go to Spain and had Valencia oranges, right? It's a status symbol, right? I'm having a Valencia orange raw fruit juice. I'm having Valencia oranges red. So Valencia is a city in Spain, right? So it is famous for its oranges. But would you know that orange was not there in Europe? It was there in India first. So we exported orange to the world, and that's how orange became a delicacy of Valencia. So it is there in Nagpur also, but we don't say that we are eating the Nagpur oranges. That's a separate matter. Uh, what is the proof? I'll give you a proof also. If you search in Google, orange in Spanish is known as naranja. So naranja, if you go to north, people say orange as narangi, right? So that is still they think of orange as something which is related to India, but we don't think, right? So that is another important point. So these three stories. Now it's time to slip into another interesting session. Now we'll enter the next segment of our meeting, which is the table topics round, which is all about spontaneity. To provide us with the challenge of table topics round, we have with us table topics master, Toastmaster Jinal, who will be conducting the session today. So Toastmaster Jinal is fond of high green and gassy rice. Recently, she tried the fat high salad and the vegan potluck, and now it. So we Indians have got something convince you about Indian food. So please help me in welcoming the Toastmaster today.
Thank you. Thank you. So my economics professor in college once said that nothing unites Indians like Bollywood, cricket, and Indian Railways. But I have come to believe that nothing unites people the world over like food does. Remember the movie Queen and how all the Pirangs were lapping up Kangana's pani puris? Well, that's proof enough. And I'm convinced I love Indian food, but I also like to experiment. So this is the impromptu speaking session. It works on volunteering basis. And the idea is to develop skills to think on your feet. One thing I can say is that all my topics are related to the theme of the day. Yeah, and we're already thinking food for, I think, the last 1 hour. So trust me, this is easy. Right? Yuvraj shared the time details. Everybody needs to speak for at least a minute. I mean, whoever comes up, at least 1 minute to qualify. And there are prizes at the end, which is why I'm telling you this. And you need to speak for a maximum of 2 minutes, and there's 30 seconds grace. The word of the day, if you can use it, you get bonus points. Everybody will cheer you. The word of the day is sapid. It means, as Sandhya explained, something that has a delicious taste. Yeah. So let's all get ready and hear our Toastmasters and guests spill the beans on their culinary experience. Right? So who would like to come up first? Come on. Let's give him a big round of applause. Okay. So we have Toastmaster Kunal here, And Toastmaster Kunal, your topic is what is your favorite picnic food and why? Yeah, Toastmaster Kunal, what's your favorite picnic food and why?
Good evening, everyone.
Will help us hear you better.
Good evening, everyone. I'm not a foodie, to be very honest. Not inclined towards which is a restaurant for which type of food, which is the best food in what state. But when it comes to picnic and being a Gujarati, I still rely on my theplas. And it's always, and that also if they are made by my mom, she just prepares delicious theplas. So the reason I like theplas, first of all, they're very durable. You can keep them for 2 days, 3 days without refrigerator because they have methi in it. So they last longer. So secondly, they're very nutritious. They don't come into the category of junk food. So you get good calories, good carbs, good vitamins, minerals. And the other point is you don't have to go and tell people that you're good if you're eating a thepla. It is by default people realizes that this person belongs